Вие гледате Boxing Bell. Boxing Bell. Подкаст за любимият спорт с водещ Димитър Станков. Boxing Bell.
Today's guest is Diin Uайт. He is brother of famous boxer in heavyweight champ Dilliъn Уайт. How's it going, brother?
All good, man. All good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me here too, man. How is it going? How is the preparation of let me start with your brother first, because obviously, you know, he's the guy now in heavyweight. What is the situation of 21st of November? Why it's off? I mean, we're waiting so long for that one, you know.
Yeah, Povetkin claimed he had caught COVID-19, and obviously they've had to postpone the fight. Do you know what? I'm a big fan of Povetkin. I like Povetkin. All this cold, and now it's on next year. I would have liked it to have gone ahead, you know, but maybe because of his age or something, you know, he's 40, he's 41. He needs maybe a little bit more time, I believe, you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't know, but it's just speculation. I only can speculate on what I feel. And I just feel like, if you notice a lot of boxing, especially the stronger strain of the virus was early March, April. At this junction where we're at now, the strain of the virus isn't as strong, and especially for athletes who have strong immune systems and very healthy, most of the time they only find out they have COVID the day before the fight when they're tested. So I'm saying this is an athlete who is a super athlete, super strong, because he's still competing at the highest level at 41. That means he's a freak of nature. That means he is in superb shape, you know. So for him to get it and not fight so far out, it was a bit strange for me. But anyway, you know, some would call me a conspiracy theorist. But hey, listen, and yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't know. Listen, I wish him all the best. Like I said, I've got nothing bad to say about him, because anytime I've seen him, and he had the utmost respect for me, him and his team. But I just felt, you know, I'm not too sure. And you know, I'm a straight honest man. I just tell it as I see it. I don't sugarcoat. I don't hide. I don't pretend. It's not in my nature. So you know, that was it really. But yeah, it's been pushed to January. Dillion's fine. You know, I video called him yesterday. We were speaking. We didn't really speak much about that. We were talking about other stuff, but he's in good shape. He's training. He's ticking over. It's going to be the end of January now. So yeah, that's his position.
Okay, so you guys think, I don't know, I'm not sure about it, but how was the reaction? Because this is very important for me, because I was shocked as well. I mean, when your brother was not called out, I was shocked, you know, some kind of, what was your reaction when you saw that, you know? I was...
Exactly the same. I was right there. I was at ringside. Listen, I was froze. I was like, what the hell just happened? Oh my God, this doesn't even make sense, you know, because he was winning, he was beating Povetkin up, and we just expected him to any moment that he'd get the stoppage. And you know, what a shot that was, man. That was pure class from Povetkin. Pulled that amazing shot out of the bag, and the rest is in the history books now, you know. Yeah, so it's just one of them, man. But yeah, the shock comes to mind, horror, you know, like that kind of thing. So yeah.
You know, I wasn't surprised that Povetkin have a good chin. You know, he's you know, but he was so much beaten from your brother that I was, you know, I was surprised, because I understand boxing. I was a boxer before, so I know the game. I know what is good or no, but I was shocked, really. So Dillon is ready now. He's still preparing, or he's preparing for a Christmas?
Yeah, no, he was ready. He was ready for November the 21st. He's been training. and he obviously was a little bit disappointed, I guess. But then he probably, took the pedal off the gas a little bit. And now he's back in training. I don't think he's going to be concerned about Christmas because he knows he's got a big fight ahead of him and he's got redemption. He needs to avenge that horrific knockout,
Yeah.
So, excuse me. I don't think he'll be concerned about that. He'll just be thinking, now I've got to wait a lot more longer to seek redemption. Maybe he's probably, now that it's passed, he's probably thinking, I've got a little bit more time now to gel with the staff, because obviously he's had a new trainer come in just before.
Yes, I heard about it.
So now they're going to have a little bit more time to gel and get stuff done together, So it's going to be interesting times, man. But he's in good spirits. Listen, he's always positive minded, and I think he kind of brushed it off. He's like, man, still, he brushed it off. He said, it is what it is. Look, I've knocked out a lot of people, and then obviously now I've been knocked out like this. I've done more knocking out than getting knocked out. So, I'm in a good place now that I know the adjustments I need to make. Let's roll on January and see what we can do.
Okay. What is the situation now? I mean, why he didn't fight in 21st of? They didn't find a particular opponent, or something. They have talking about it. Someone I heard about Andy Ruiz. Is that true, or have some talks about it?
No. The only opponent they was looking at was possibly Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury was going to fight on December the 5th, and he didn't have an opponent. So what they said was, look, as my opponent's got COVID, let's do this fight on December the 5th, and we can go from there. There was a few names around. Michael Hunter threw his name in, maybe Andy Ruiz, I'm not sure, I didn't hear that one. Derek Chisori threw his name in the hat. A few people threw their name in the melting pot, but he wasn't interested in that. Obviously, he's got a fight that he needs to seek revenge for and redemption, and then obviously the Fury fight is for the linear world title fight, and that's the WBC belt that's been eluding him for over 1,000 and so days. So it made sense to see if we could get that fight, and at the minute that didn't really come off. So Tyson Fury goes into 2021 to fight again, and Dilian goes into 2021 also. So it's just as you were.
You think now we're going to go on another side. Now we're going to go to discuss a little bit about Wilder situation and the Gypsy King. What do you think? What is there? These things that they make. You think that is going to happen next year? Like Wilder and what is?
Yeah, the trilogy. It looks like it's possibly going to happen, because for the simple fact that Tyson Fury was going to fight on December the 5th, and that was called off because of legal action taken by Deontay Wilder and his team. So obviously there must be some validity to the contract, that it's that they must honor the contract. You know what I mean? So he's got a binding contract, and it seems they got to honor that, which is why it probably got put on pause. I don't know what happened to Deontay Wilder, because he seemed to have gone on a missing list for a while, and then he came back quite vocal and saying stuff, crazy stuff. But it looks like.
Dean, I cannot hear you, brother. Okay.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I can hear you. So what could occur is they could pay him step-aside money, which I highly doubt it, because I don't believe he's going to want to take any step-aside money. So the possibility is going to have to fight the trilogy with Fury, and then Fury's got 2 fights signed up with Anthony Joshua. But I don't know, maybe unifications supersede a lot of stuff, but we'd have to see what the governing bodies say about that. Are they going to say the contract, you get your fight and it's going to be before the AJ and Fury, or you fight beforehand? because if it is beforehand, then what happens is that messes up the money for AJ and Fury, and then, you know, if Tyson somehow miraculously doesn't win, then he tends to lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, I'm only speculating. I'm sure in time we'll get all the information.
Now in heavyweights we have a little bit tied up. You know, it's a mess. You know, in heavyweights now. Now in the upcoming matchup, like on 12th of December, Kubrat Pulev and Anthony Joshua. What is your prediction?
Look, Kubrat Pulev, and then another one is he's getting on in age, but you know, if you look at his fights, he's an elite fighter. Also, he's very strong. He's got a very good jab, and he beat some good people. He's beat Derek Chisora. He beat Hughie Fury.
Yeah.
He's beat a few English guys. So we know he's strong and he's durable. I believe he's gonna come and try and put on a show, but I just feel like he might be a little bit too small and not strong enough for Anthony Joshua. But you know, he might prove me wrong. I don't know. But like I said, listen, at the end of the day, it's heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen. But like I said, he's got a solid jab, and that's the basis for any good performance. You know what I mean? But depends what Anthony Joshua is going to turn up. Is it going to be the elusive, moving Anthony Joshua that fought Andy Ruiz, or is it going to be the moving jab, move, box, move, or is it going to be the Anthony Joshua which wants to sit in the pocket and have a punch out and have a shootout and give people the opportunity, to maybe catch him in the exchanges. But because of the Andy Ruiz fight, maybe he might adapt the box and move style. There's nothing wrong with that because it's cool boxing anyway. But it's down to what style we're going to see. Look, he's been out the ring for a year, so I don't know what style we're going to see on December the 12th. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Do you think that some kind of they underestimate him? Pulev, like on Joshua camp, they underestimate him or something like that? No.
No. I don't believe they underestimate him. I think that I've seen the sparring partners they've got in there. I feel they're literally kind of taking everything quite seriously, and they've got in good boys. So I feel they're preparing, and look, at the end of the day, look, he got a lot of egg on his face.
Yeah.
When he lost to Andy Ruiz the first time in June of 2019 in New York. He got a lot of egg on his face. So
in that particular fight?
Yeah, hell yeah. yeah, I was shocked. I was so shocked. Yeah, I don't know. I expected Andy to be good because I knew how good he was. I knew that he was a big, heavy set guy with very fast hands and great boxing skill. So yeah, but oh man, yeah, the ramifications over it was everywhere, man. People were so stunned. But I mean, that's heavyweight boxing, man. It can happen, man. So let's see what happens in this fight. Like I said, it's a good fight, but I feel like Joshua's a lot younger, stronger, and obviously I feel like he's got a lot to prove. But then at the same time, Pulev might think, well, look. I'm the old fox. I've got a lot to prove. Also, I wanna, win these belts, and I'm gonna push because I've seen you get beaten up. I've seen you get dropped. I've seen you get defeated. So you're not invincible. You know what I mean? So that might be his mindset. So it's gonna be an interesting fight.
Do you think that now it's a really it's a really mess? Do you think that it's a possible fight if to say Fury lose the third fight with Wilder, and is it possible and Diin Uайt win the fight with Povetkin, which I'm not in doubt, but who knows? If we say. Do you think that this particular fight, like Wilder and your brother, is gonna be okay? Is he okay with that one? There's fireworks there, it's a firework there, it's a firework.
Yeah, no, definitely. Listen, there's fights there available for these boys. Diliън needs to get past Povetkin and then obviously survey the surroundings, because if the trilogy is done and Fury, like I expect him to do, possibly wins again, it's not a foregone conclusion because Deontay Wilder's, got that knockout power. So it's not a foregone conclusion, but if he does win the trilogy and he moves on to AJ, then there's a possibility, look, Wilder's calling out Diliъn. So once Diliъn beats Povetkin, he's got a tall order on his hands over there. But, it's very much doable. But, until it's done, you don't want to, count your chickens, just, you know what I mean? So, once that fight's over and he moves forward, there's a possibility that fight could be there. If it makes sense, it makes money and it makes sense, that's a fight that I can see potentially occurring in 2021. Because the other boys are going to be, otherwise engaged, i.e. AJ and Fury. So Diliъn might want to look at who is the best possible opponent to fight, which makes sense, which is going to be great for pay-per-view, which is going to be explosive, especially a press conference and all that stuff was going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
do you think in some everybody is blame Diin Uайт that he's take this fight with Povetkin? He was. Why he didn't choose like a more easier fight? Like, I don't know, pick someone from the from the not top 10, but why he choose particular this Povetkin? Why he choose it?
I'm not even sure. They've obviously not really. Like obviously his team felt Diliъn had the beating of him, and he kind of showed that he did. Obviously. So they was kind of vindicated in that, but a lot of people did say, why did he take that? Why didn't he take an easier fight? He could have just waited out his position. But Diliъn's always been a risk taker. He's always been, wanting to put it on the line for fans and have a bonanza, And obviously in this occasion, he came up short, but now they've got the rematch, So it's just one of them. But this is heavyweight boxing, man. You got to take risk, no reward.
Do you think that Diliъn he's on his target is top 5 or top 6 about heavyweights? Did he wants to fight with Andy Ruiz or something like that? I heard about it. Andy Ruiz.
No, I think they did want to fight Andy Ruiz at one stage, but it didn't go down. I think Eddie Hearn made some offers.
I heard about this message.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a bit weird. I think what's got to happen is the time is the key and the answers here for a lot of these stuff. Because in time, once the fights are out of the way, especially with the rematch with Povetkin, it can start to, you can maneuver around the chessboard and figure out what's your next move. So hypothetically, you can't really undermine a real big fight in terms of the rematch, looking forward and talking about fighting Andy Ruiz when we still need to get past Povetkin. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those,
Yeah, I heard about before, maybe 1 year or something like that. Didn't want he pulled out this fight with maybe Kubrat is pull out this fight, but it was complainings between these two camps. Kubrat Pulev and your brother. What was the matter there? What is the situation was there? You know about it?
Do you know what? I can't recall. I can't recall what the issue was at the time. It was a few years ago, but yeah. I believe Diliъn is a pay-per-view fighter here in the UK, and I think those guys, Matchroom, lost the purse bid or whatever it was. I can't recall, and I don't know if he was happy with going abroad and fighting. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. It's such a long time ago, but maybe that could have been it. Listen, I'm sure he wanted to do it at the O2 or whatever. Or if actually it's coming back to me a little bit, could have been. I remember the purse split was real terrible as well. I think
the purse.
I think it was like
was the thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think. You know, I can't remember. This is just. It's coming back to me such a long time ago. Could have been that even. It might not even have been the travelling. I can't remember. But I think it was 80 to Pulev and 20%. I don't think he was going for that.
Do you think?
No chance.
Do you think that Pulev is some point of now the matchup of 12th of December is a little bit important matchup, that one with Joshua? This matchup is important in heavyweights, yeah? I think.
Yeah, of course it is. Povetkin's right, not Povetkin, Pulev is right at the top there with the rest of the boys. But the only thing I'd say is there's been quite a bit of inactivity. He's actually sat on the sideline waiting for his shot. He didn't take no interim fights. He didn't want to risk. He didn't want to take no chances. How long's he not been fighting? What, 2 years, 18 months? How long?
Something like that.
It's a long time. I hope inactivity isn't going to play a big part in this, you know, because you know he's not a spring chicken. So you know, but guess what? He's going to get paid well.
At least this. I saw today, matchup with your brother and Joshua 4 years ago, something like that. I noticed that actually you work with Jonathan Banks. How was the training camp? You know, how was the feeling to work to touch this spirit with to work with him? You know, Jonathan Banks is legend in boxing.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. It was amazing working with Jonathan Banks. I mean, you know, Emmanuel Stewart, he was in that kind of era, that style in the gym. He was with Vladimir Klitschko, Vitali. I mean, it was a great experience taking all of that in, watching those guys, because we was out there in Austria with them and training and taking in, you know, all of the stuff. And I mean, it was something I cherished. And for me, it was like, you know, I learned a lot being around there, watching the stuff Vladimir did, you know, at the warm-ups he did, how he stretched, his movements, stuff what he done. He weren't a big fan of weights, but I mean, listen, you know, he reigned for 11 years, you know, and we got to give him credit for that. So being around Jonathan Banks, Vladimir Klitschko, Vitali, listen, it was amazing, you know what I mean? And it was a good experience. I'm sure Diliън took stuff from that, and so did I, and so did whoever else was around. I think it was us actually at that moment. There's a few other members, but I think the team's changed again.
I saw so many progress in Diliъn since that fight, and Diliъn now in these days. Diliъn has big progress, you know. Not only technically, but he have a very he is the guy who wants to be not only satisfied on the win, but he wants to be certificated like technically, you know, which is very good. Do you think how you think the now Parker and Junior fights they pull out? What the fuck? What's going on? What's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened there. I did see that it was there was a pull out there, but yeah, I don't really know much about what happened. I didn't even read up on it. I tend to normally read stuff about it. Maybe I'll check. Oh, COVID again, yeah? The dreaded COVID strikes again.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there, but this year is it's a little mess. You know, it's a little mess.
Yeah, this is the world we live in, man. It's going to be a trying time now because of all this pandemic stuff.
Okay, can you give me a prediction about 12 December? I think you're going to be there you're going to be there on the bubble or no?
Oh, I'm not sure. Obviously, as we were talking about, I was thinking about how I could plot to get in there. I was thinking, I'm not sure though. I doubt I'll be there, but I'll have to see if I can pull a string or two. I'll have a see, but no, I don't believe I'll be there. But I'll see what happens. Anything's possible. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go with a Joshua win. I feel like he's a younger, fresher, stronger man. I feel like Povetkin inactivity is going to play a part. But let's see. I do want an interesting fight, and I really would like it to go some rounds and him to give Joshua a test, because this is what boxing is about. And the fans, they want to see. They're paying money for pay-per-view. They want to see the fight, go a few rounds and it be worthy of the money they're spending. So I'd like it to go a good few rounds. If it goes 7, 8 minimum would be great. That's your money's worth there. And no one can't really grumble for that. Let's see. But he's strong. He knows that. I don't know has he been stopped? Or did Klitschko stop him?
Yes, only Klitschko, yeah.
I know Klitschko knocked him down quite a few. Yeah. So, so he's very durable, and he knows how to maneuver, and he's got experience. So, let's see.
So you bet on Joshua, okay? Hey, if you say Joshua will knock him out, I'm not going to be angry. I'm still your friend, yeah. So it's okay. It's fair, it's a sport. You never know. Okay.
No, exactly. You never know. It could be an upset. You never know.
Who knows the second upset? I don't know. Do you think so? Next year is going to be okay for the boxing. Hopefully.
I think it will start to open up. I think over here they said the government has said they're going to allow a certain percentage of fans back in now for elite boxing sports and other sports. So we're looking forward to that, and I think maybe December the 12th there might be fans in attendance.
I heard about that the UK government is released, particularly for this fight for Pulev Joshua, is going to be 1,000 attendance, something like that, 1,000 boxing fans.
Potentially, yeah. Potentially, obviously, it hasn't been agreed just yet, but yeah, that's a potential what's going to occur.
Dean, thank you for your conversation. Thank you that I having you. Thank you that you're my friend. Thank you for the Bulgarian community and for the boxing fan of Bulgaria.
Вие гледате Boxing Bell. Подкаст за любимият спорт с водещ Димитър Станков. Boxing Bell.